All right. So let's go ahead and bounce over to Jay Gruden real quick. He got fired
Hmm.
in Washington this
Yep.
week. And the first thing I want to say about this is Jay Gruden is not the problem. The problem is upstairs, and it's not going to get fixed until everybody's gone. This team needs a complete rewipe, like what the Cardinal or like what the the Raiders had a few years back when they brought in
Raiders.
Reggie.
Yeah.
Yeah, they brought in, and this is not the Mike Mayock team, by the way. This is the Reggie McKenzie team because they brought in a whole bunch of people, and that's who took over. The problem is upstairs in Washington. It wasn't Jay Gruden on the field. Jay Gruden was out there starting as many different quarterbacks as he could, just going, I can't do anything with the pieces I have. And you wanted to pick Dwayne Haskins, so he took Dwayne Haskins, and he threw 3 interceptions in his first game. So what are we supposed to do with that? I started him way too early because you wanted me to start him. You told me I was going to be out if I didn't start him. I started him and we got blown out. What do we do about it?
Yeah, I mean, you know what? I can see that, thinking that it could be a front office problem. And to be honest, it is Washington. But Gruden is still a little bit of the issue here, that's for sure. Verbally saying when you know your job's on the line and you're trying to save some face. Obviously, this is why that you didn't want Haskins when you waited all this time to say that. Obviously, again, because it's to save face. There's an issue between the front office and Gruden, but Gruden is still some of the issue. He didn't really play call well. He didn't do great things at the beginning of the season where they started off great with Keenum and they wound up losing in week one to Philadelphia after having a 21-0 lead. So Gruden definitely should be going out of here just with, oh, sorry to see you go. It's a shame that they were saying that they don't want Haskins because it felt like he just fell in their lap in the draft after the Jones draft. Or Giants taking Jones, and they didn't have to trade up or anything for the guy that they said they wanted so long. So yeah, I do think it's all in general. The majority, it's Dan Snyder for sure. If you look at all the head coaches that have been there since Snyder's been involved in Washington, the only overall winning record is technically none. It's 8-8 with Marty Schottenheimer, but they only gave him 1 year and then kicked him out. So yeah, there's issues in that front office, and it'd be it's I wouldn't want to go coach for that team. I guess Rex Ryan does, but I wouldn't be that guy that is going after that. You'd have to pay me a lot of money to go coach for Washington.
Yeah, I don't think Rex Ryan really wants that job unless he gets paid way more than ESPN's paying him, because that job's
Well,
gonna
I'll tell you what.
it's gonna
I'll
be a
tell you what,
pain.
Rex Ryan. Yeah, Rex Ryan, I think the only reason that he is saying he wants that job is because no other team wants Rex Ryan. So he's just trying to get himself back in the game. And his brother is also on the coaching staff of Washington. So, I mean, he's going to do whatever he can to try and get back in that game. Yeah, ESPN might be paying him a lot, but ESPN's going to be there even when he gets fired from Washington again, if they decide to take a chance on him. But I don't see that happening.
I don't either because let's be honest, they got a lot of problems there, and they need to hem up a lot of issues. I don't see. Honestly, we didn't even talk about honest, real replacements for him. But anybody who walks into that job, I feel bad for him because everything's going to be put on them. It's not going to be put on the front office, and that's
Yeah, I
going to
think
be an
the
issue
only
going
one
forward.
that would Yep. And I think the only one, I know there's a rumor going around that Mike Tomlin might take the job because he's a DC guy. And who knows what happens in Pittsburgh. I mean, he's loved in Pittsburgh. I don't know if he would ever leave, if they even want him to leave yet. But if he did go to Washington and they gave him a lot of control, which I doubt they would, but if they gave him a lot of control, that might be the only candidate that could really make a difference there.
I will say this: my dad is personally a Steelers fan, and he's the first person to tell me that he doesn't think Mike Tomlin is that great of a coach, and that the team he took to the Super
Mm.
Bowl was actually Bill Cowher's team, and that Bill Cowher was the one that was responsible for that team. So I just want
Nah,
to
well, I disagree with that. I think Tomlin's a great coach. So
see. I think differently
sorry,
because
Derek's dad.
he's only
Don't believe it.
he's only made the Super Bowl the one time, and it was the year after he got there. I mean, he's made the playoffs since, but has he made the Super Bowl since? It's a valid argument when you think about it in that aspect. But anyway, let's move
Steelers
on.
fans, I'm on your side. All right, don't listen to this guy.
Let's move on to the Pats Giants.